The Dads That Game radio podcast is brought to you by Video Games Monthly. Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service that delivers retro video games to gamers who own classic gaming systems from the 1980s through 2000s. And the best part is, you keep the games. Check us out at videogamesmonthly.com.
Live from his wife's basement, still gaming into their elder years. This is the Dads That Game radio podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wolf and William Small.
Welcome to the Dads That Game radio podcast, coming at you like a bad date that just won't end. We're going to have a talk today, buddy. We said we were going to do it. Probably going to have a talk with you. I'm really disappointed.
Oh, geez. No.
I didn't even want to give it glory, but it's really bugging me. I'm sorry. Welcome to show 118. Please check out our website. Go to www.noobsandpros.com. Make sure you click on the tab that says the podcast. You'll find the show there and all our links to everything. Yeah, everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything.
Dang near everything. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, thank you for sticking around on Thursday nights on the Podcast Radio Network. Please support the Podcast Radio Network. You can download their apps, the Crikey app, Krykey. Tune it to 102.6 Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You'll find our show there. Also, you can use the TuneIn app. Just download the TuneIn app on Android or iOS devices. On the TuneIn app, all you have to do is just search for the Podcast Radio Network. Works the same way, Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you to our friends at Player One Coffee. Please visit their website, www.playeronecoffee.com. Type in code DADSThatGame at checkout if you would like 5% off your order for the first-time users only. Thank you. Interesting week. Mostly I say interesting because some pretty big games came out. One, I'm mad at you about. Two I love. I've been playing it nonstop. And then there's an interesting demo out. So let's just get the elephant out of the room, because the first thing that you talked about when we got on the phone was being honest with each other. You didn't think we were going to talk about this, but you should know me better. It was becoming public. We're gonna air our dirty laundry in public, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's fine.
It's just gonna happen.
Okay.
So the very first thing you talked to me about is you said, let's just be honest with each other. Did you get it? And I knew what you were talking about right away. And for the audience, we'll fill you in. He's talking about the new Destiny 2 expansion, which, like I said, it's a bad relationship with me. I've left it, and I've been truthful about it. I have not played it at all.
Okay. Yep.
You went back.
Yep. I like the abuse, apparently.
Apparently, you were a stickler for bad relationships. You just talked to me about, like, and here's the thing, like, and this is why I wanted to bring it back up. You're not the only one that said the same thing. Like, it's a step in the right direction for the game. But my big concern is, and Destiny is, like, even, Bungie has said this as well, they tailor to the hardcore crowd. They tailor to the people that are, they have guilds and they raid together. They tailor to those people individually. So if exclusively, So if you're an individual that is just thinking about hopping in the game, it's going to be an experience like I've had before. Like, basically, the game's probably going to be cool for maybe a week or two. But if you don't have that group, you're going to get bored really quick because you're not going to be able to do the end game stuff without an actual, tailored group. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing. My PC group that I play video games with usually late at night, usually I play more like Fridays and Saturdays just because, obviously, of work stuff and kid stuff. They're talking about going back and getting into it. I don't know if they're going to get the expansion, but they want to at least do the last expansion and raid because they enjoyed just the raiding part. And it was a lot of fun. And actually, that was the reason why I left PS4 and went to my PC group, is because PS4 was kind of falling apart and it was getting really hard to find that raiding group.
Right.
So I'm not going to be mad at you, but I'm just, I'm at this point, I'm really busting out my dad card here. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed.
I was disappointed with myself.
Right.
But, I don't want to give it any credit or anything.
Sure.
I'll just, all I will say is it was less Bungie talking and more every single person and every single outlet saying that this was a huge step in the right direction.
Right.
This was what Destiny 1 felt like. It wasn't like the kind of slapped together stuff that they kept doing in Destiny 2.
Right.
And it was a reason to really go back and enjoy it. Even if it was only short term, it was still a reason to go back and enjoy it because it was so much better. And all of those words made me say, all right, fine, I'll look at it. And I mean, it's exactly what we thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's everything they say, but it's always going to be exactly what you just said.
Right.
We're going to just give me 2 weeks and I'll be done with it again.
Well, and like I said, unless you're part of a hardcore group or, you have an established rating group that actually wants to take the time to, grind it out.
To do it. Right.
Yeah. It's just, I don't think it's going to be worth it for you. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's still, I think they've always had an established, they've always had a dedicated group that is in that position. Just not everybody is in that position. I mean, I think if I have to list a really great example of how the system has changed, take World of Warcraft. Okay.
Yep.
So World of Warcraft used to be very, very hard to raid because it used to be 40 people. Difficult. It used to be a 40-man raid. So, and then they dumbed it down to 25, and then they obviously they put the 5 and 10 groups in there as well, and just lessen the gear, but you could still enjoy the experience. Well, then obviously with the new expansions coming out, they also made a group finder where it's not as toxic. And I know Bungie tried with this where it was a group finder, but the finding part does not work because you would sit there for sit there for an hour or two.
Yeah. And
just
no
waiting.
One would ever show up. Yeah.
Right.
Whereas I've tried in the new expansions for a while. As I played through Legion, the last expansion, to get to level to be the new stuff. Even with the last expansion, every time I'd hit a point in the story, like you've played it, where it basically points you towards, okay, now go do this dungeon.
Right.
All I had to do was queue in the dungeon and pick my role, and in less than 5 minutes, it was ready with 5 people to go do it, and boom, done. And the only way you ever find that in Destiny is only for regular strikes.
Yeah. Strikes. That's it. I mean, it's just
you'll get a group. But
it was very weird to try to get into the really really hard ones, the really really hard strikes, or even like their raids. It was just, it's very odd to me if you're basically telling me like this many people are playing, that it takes an hour to find a group.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just really weird to me. So. I don't know if it's just I don't know what I know they had the best intentions in mind, and I know their philosophy is that it's fun to establish these guilds, it's fun to establish these groups and these friendships and stuff like that. Not arguing whatsoever. It's just that a lot of people don't have that convenience. A lot of people don't have those man hours that they can invest in a video game like this, like World of Warcraft.
Exactly.
And it's just not feasible for a lot of people. So. That's why I think and I mean, I hate to compare it to the Battle Royale mode, but I think that's why these Battle Royale modes are doing so well, because you can pop in, pop out, join up with a group anytime you want to, and it doesn't eat up your entire night. You're not going to spend 8 hours grinding away.
Grinding for something that you may or may not even get.
Exactly.
But funny you say that. I did see several articles this week saying that that the Fortnite train may be slowing.
It is, the actual sales are down.
The sales are down.
But here's the thing that I don't. Anything. Well, but here's the thing that I don't think they're factoring in. Kids are back in school.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't think they're factoring that in, because over the summer, absolutely,
it was going gangbusters.
Kids were playing it left and right. Kids are still playing it left and right. I mean, there's still no lack of groups to be found. You can pop in, pop out, do whatever you want. I do believe it is slowing down a little bit, but I don't think it's slowing down to the extent that they're saying it. I just think I don't think their data is 100% correct.
Yeah, I think that they're overhyping the down. But that's it.
I don't think, like I said, I don't think the bubble is burst. I mean, for the love of God, Hasbro just picked picked up Fortnite, and they're making a Monopoly version of Fortnite.
Yeah.
So
I know, I saw that. And they were saying, what is what is the towers?
Tilted Towers. Yeah,
the Tilted Towers is like
Broadway.
Is the boardwalk or Broadway?
Broadway. Yeah. So
yeah, that's hilarious.
It is. I don't think the bubble's popped as of yet. Like, do I think the air is deflating? Yeah, absolutely. It happens with every video game, but I don't think it just popped like that. It just it's not
going to be a long, slow decline, really.
Well, until the next big thing comes around. I mean, for the love of God, I mean, it was what was it? Fidget spinners, and then it was the Tide Challenge, and then Fortnite. I mean, it's just it's always a fad with teenagers. Unfortunately, it just is. I mean, teenagers pick it up, and then kids pick it up because they want to be like their older brothers and sisters. I mean, it's just one fad to the next. I don't know what's going to be next. Like I said, I'm trying to start the Russian roulette challenge, but apparently it's not picking up. So,
you know what fad that I think should stick around? The retro game fad.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, what's going on in your area there?
So, I just want to throw this out there for anybody that does live in this area. I mean, I live in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and so anybody on the South Shore or in the area that could come down next Tuesday night, September 18th, from 7 to 11, you should go to the Retro Game Night hosted by Bowser's Basement.
Nice.
Now, Bowser's Basement is a really cool shop in Taunton, Massachusetts. It's at 186 Broadway Street. They are hosting it at a place called the Speedwell Tavern, which is at 47 Main Street in Plymouth. Now, this is a really cool thing because we don't get stuff like this.
Right.
So, I mean, occasionally you'll hear about it. I mean, obviously we get things like PAX, like huge events.
Right.
But you just don't hear about cool places like a bar will be hosting a night where somebody will come in, kind of like how you guys do your Battlegrounds, where you set up and you play the games all night and just welcome people to come in.
Yeah.
This is the same kind of thing. It's a free thing. You go there, have some drinks, play some cool old video games, and just have a good time.
Cool.
So, I mean, I highly recommend it. I'll be there. And, I'm going to bring some people with me and we're going to have a good time. So anybody in the area next Tuesday, September 18th from 7 to 11, come to the Retro Game Night with Bowser's Basement at the Speedwell Tavern.
Fun.
So I'll be there.
Very cool.
Absolutely. And, I mean, I think that it could actually do really well because, the whole retro craze is huge. I mean, with all the, the retro consoles and with all the indie games that
remastered
are
systems.
Retros. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just saw today, did you see Crystal Chronicles is being remastered?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that game. It was pretty cool back. It's one of those ones that it was different than the other one. So it was kind of like, it was unique, but I don't remember a lot about it other than I think I had to carry around a thing to keep some sort of fog or some sort of thing away from us.
Yeah, the thing that kept away the thing. Yeah, that made sense.
Yeah, the thing with a thing on it, with the things.
With the thing, yeah. You got that game down to a T, buddy. That's amazing.
Yeah. It was a
and then
story,
there was that story with the thing that happened. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah.
With that one guy that one time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
And then there was a bunch of things that happened in the middle there, and then that thing that happened at the end.
Up,
oh yeah, it was crazy.
It was a cool conclusion.
It was the most amazing game ever. Yeah. Good
much
segue.
Like an amazing other game.
Right.
Amazing is the key word here.
Oh my God, I can't stop playing it. It's ridiculous. So game of the week this week. Everybody's been saying the same thing. I can't stop playing it. It's amazing. I played it every day since it came out. But The Amazing Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Unreal. It's just insane. Like how well done the game was done. It really even Stan Lee's in it, for God's sakes. It's amazing. He makes a cameo, and I laugh so hard.
The best thing, is did you find the PS2 art people in the water?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I've laughed.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
I have laughed a million times, like just playing this game, just in absolute just joy for all the Easter eggs and all the silly things in there.
It's straight up ridiculous, but in an awesome way.
It's just amazing. Like in some, I don't know, like we've heard about this game forever. Obviously, it's been showcased at E3, showcased at Gamescom. A lot of people were kind of on the ropes. I mean, there was some controversy obviously going into it. we were like, oh, it's just going to be another Batman game. The combat is so fluid. And I think the reason to compare it to a Batman game is because what NetherRealm did for Batman, when they rebooted it and made this, amazing thing, Insomniac's done that with Spider-Man. Like they have made the perfect, and I'm not trying to overhype it here, because if you haven't played it, go find out for yourself. They have made the perfect Spider-Man game. Like
they really did.
I have to give it a 10 because I mean, just the combat's so fluid. The web slinging from rooftop to rooftop is so unreal, and it's just so satisfying. The missions, obviously there's a ton of fetch missions, but then like the main story missions are just so full of variety, and I mean it's just I cannot sing its praises loud enough.
It's one of those games though that it's just like games. I have the issue where I don't do story until I'm like, okay, I need to collect everything I can find in this spot before I move on to that spot. And, finding the backpacks and finding this and finding that and unlocking suits. And it fits. Like, I like it because that's sort of like, it's one of those things that I start to get into, and I'm like, okay, I need to get this, and this, and this, and this.
Well, I'm the same problem too, but it's kind of fun just doing exactly what you're saying, like doing the side missions, like go find X amount of this, or go find all these backpacks, or go find all these. But it's like every time you move, progress in the main story, like it throws another collection quest right at you. But it rewards you in such a satisfying way, because basically it's like you have research tokens, you have combat tokens, you have landmark tokens, and all these tokens that you can get, they unlock different suits that you can get. So it's like there's like probably 26, 27 different suits. I know there's a secret one out there that everybody's looking for right now, but there's all these suits you can get. So it's like you can be classic Spider-Man, you can be Iron Spider from the Avengers, Infinity War, the last one he was in. There's just so many suits. I mean, I just unlocked the suit from Black Cat, so I'm Black Suit Spider-Man. Just so many great suits. There's a comic book Spider-Man suit. So, like I said, I cannot sing it loud enough of how amazing this. I mean, it's a PS4 exclusive, so if you don't have a PS4, definitely a reason to go buy one. I would say for this game alone, honestly, that's how highly I believe in it. So.
I know that Venom, I mean, it would be cool if Venom made an appearance in like a DLC or whatever.
Sure.
But I would even just like the symbiote suit. Or just something that looked like it.
Well, and who's to say? Who's to say it might not be in a DLC? Yeah. So, because there's already
they have a lot of DLCs that they could do.
Right. Well, and there's already a rumor that the first DLC is actually going to have Black Cat in it. So amazing. I mean, just either way, just super. I would say if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely a reason to go check it out. I mean, you're not going to be disappointed by any means. I love all the wittiness to his character. Just the the quirkiness of his lines, to just the environments. I mean, it's like one point in time, it's like you go find it's like the embassy to Wakanda is right there, or Doctor Strange's place is right there. I mean, there's just so many great things. It's like it's set in New York, but it's in it's obviously in the Marvel New York. Yeah,
right.
So it's like there's all these great things. But my favorite part was, I mean, it's very early on in the game. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it's like you're talking to Mary Jane, and then you have to leave very suddenly, and then hey, there's Stan Lee. I mean, he makes his own damn cameo in the video game, and I've laughed and giggled, and I mean, it's a fun game for one. And I think that has to be the number one thing you have to take away from it. It's fun.
Yeah, obviously. The most important thing is, it's a very fun game to play.
It's fun game. Yeah. So, but everybody's been singing his praises. Brian's been playing it. Brian's like level 40. Like, he's been playing it nonstop. So, like, he has like all the suits. Like, I have probably a good 26 of them. No, I'm sorry. Wow. I have probably stop that. I have like 16. So I'm missing about 10. But so I'm like level 20 something. Brian's like level 40, and he has like all the suits.
That's crazy.
So he's been playing and playing and playing. He loves it though. So but I'm going to throw one more out there, because I did not know if you guys realized this, but a demo dropped this week out of left field. Mega Man 11. So any Mega Man fans out there, it's on Switch, PS4, Xbox One. PS4 and Xbox One, I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't know if those actually came out, but I know on Switch it for sure did. I downloaded it yesterday. fun. Not hating it. It's not. I don't know. It's not like the original Mega Man game. It's more off of the Mega Man X series a little bit.
So it's more like the X series.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, there's his pet dog. I don't remember the name of the dog. Dang it. And then the different characters you can kind of morph into. So it's more off of the X series, but not. I don't hate it. It is the side scroller platform I do remember, but I mean it does add a little bit more of the character use of characters in there, so not horrible though, absolutely not horrible. So if you want to check out the demo, see if you like it, maybe see if it's something you obviously want to purchase. I may have another reason you want to purchase this later on, because the last segment of our show today is hang on to your money, because these are things coming out for the rest of the year that you're probably going to want to buy. And dear God, I know I'm going to either start working overtime or get a third job, because there's a lot of crap coming out at the end of the year. But let's talk video. Well, let's talk video games you can get yourself this week. Big games still, just left and right. Dear God. But let's talk about, obviously, starting today, September 10th, all the way through the 15th. Actually, I'm sorry, the 16th. I'll do you one more. Through the 16th, these are your games you can get your hands on. Starting today, there's Dust, an Elysian Tale. I'm sorry. That's on Switch. NBA 2K19 is on Switch and PS4 as of today. Boundless on PlayStation 4 starting tomorrow, the 11th. Claws of Fury on PC. I'm sorry, it's PS4. That's already been on PC and Xbox One. There you go, one up. You can get yourself Nefarious on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. V-Rally 4 on PlayStation 4. I'm guessing that's a VR game. I don't know why they would call it V-Rally unless they're talking about volleyball or something. I have no idea what that game's about. Construction Simulator 2. That's it for the 11th. Construction Simulator 2 on PS4 on the 12th. Fossil Hunters on PS4 on the 12th. Stay on PlayStation 4. That's on Vita, too. So if you still have a Vita, you can download it. And also on Nintendo Switch. Shinobi Rethel. Senran Kagura on Nintendo Switch. I hate Japanese games. I do not know if you know that. That's it for the 12th. On the 13th, you can get yourself Defunct. You know what defunct means? That's shut down business, actually.
Like done, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Defunct on Nintendo Switch. Bastion, not a new game, obviously. Bastion's been out for a while, but that's coming over to Switch, so fantastic. Yeah. That's a fun game. The Warlock of Firetop Mountain on Nintendo Switch. Super Dungeon Tactics on Nintendo Switch. Old School Musical. Da 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 da. Okay, all right, we'll stop.
Is there some sort of jazz hands in there? Maybe I don't know.
You can't see, but I was actually jazz handing it up over here. That's great.
Nice.
I bust up my tap shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right, we're done. That's on Nintendo Switch. Duelings Arcade. Duelings? I don't know. Nintendo Switch. Danger Mouse, the Danger games on Nintendo Switch. Wasteland 2. Wasteland 2, not a new game, but Switch. That is an amazing RPG if you've never played it. So, it's still considered an RPG, isn't it? Wasteland? Yeah. Wasteland 2? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I got you. Yeah, it's turn-based. All right. The Spectrum Retreat on Nintendo Switch. That's it for the 13th. On the 14th, here's the big kicker. Nintendo Labo, the vehicle kit, is finally coming out. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is finally coming out. PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, already getting amazing reviews. I don't know. I may have to grab that one. I don't know if I'll buy it right away, though.
I'm confused by it because, here's my thing. Like, it's getting really all over the board reviews. Like, IGN gave it a 9 and GameSpot gave it a 6.
I got you. Maybe. I don't know.
That's weird. Like, that's a huge difference.
Well, maybe. I don't know. But you have to figure, though, IGN probably just stole that from somebody else. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
Their review is clearly somebody else's.
I'm just saying, they've really lost that, reputable reputation. So whatever they say, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. I mean, it's all in the eye of the it's all in the eye of the beholder. So
it is,
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just surprising to me that it wasn't more across the board, really
like
high reviews.
9s and 10s. Yeah.
Yeah, because the
I've
other
seen a
two
couple.
were really, really well reviewed.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Maybe it's because they were playing. Maybe because they were playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, they were all too busy playing Spider-Man.
Right, and they're like,
Laura, this doesn't have the webs. You can't change the suits like you can.
Damn it! I gotta spend 20. Like I gotta spend 30 hours playing this when I could be playing Spider-Man. Okay, great.
Right.
Thanks, Laura.
They're like, damn it! All right.
All right. Whatever. All right. 6. Moving on.
Yeah.
I could imagine that in a review. It'd be like 6. No web spinner. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
So, could not web spin on walls. All right.
Yeah.
On the 14th as well, you can get yourself Black Clover Quartet Knights on PlayStation 4. Neon Wall on PlayStation 4. Another big one, too, if you're a sports fan. NHL 19 on PlayStation 4. Trickster on PlayStation 4. The Warrior Lock on PlayStation 4. I'm sorry, that's not on PlayStation 4. The Warrior Lock's on PC. But that is it for the 14th. That is it for the games of the week. More games next week. I know we keep saying that, but this is... I mean,
it's almost a guarantee. There will be more games.
Well, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, AAA games. So, like, this is the time of the year. We've talked about this many times before, where it's just like, it's like back to back to back to back. Yeah. So it's just unreal.
Yep.
So, because it's like over the summer, like, all we could bring you was like third-party independent games, and that's all it was out. Now it's like AAA games. Like, boom, there you go.
Big game, big game.
Yeah,
one after the other.
We'll talk about that at the end of the show, too, because my point will... Yeah, I'm just baffled by the amount of money I'm gonna have to actually spend this year. So, so obviously we'll get into the news in a minute here, but I did want to talk about Battlegrounds for a minute. Obviously Battlegrounds going down September 22nd this time around. We are, like I said last week at the end of the show, if you missed it or if you didn't catch the end of the show, we're gonna do a King of the Iron Fist tournament at Battlegrounds this time. So Tekken 7 based, we'll lay down the rules and try to get a tournament going, cash based tournament if people are interested. But yeah, it should be a fun time. I'm still excited for the end of September because I'm getting my 1UP arcade. That is still scheduled for the 22nd. So
that's exciting. Yeah.
I'm jazzed hand about that one.
Now, are you getting the thing, the platform to stand it on too? Did you get that?
No, well, I didn't. As far as I understand, you can buy those day one. So I don't think they were pre-selling those. They were just pre-selling the machines.
You could go to like GameStop or
GameStop or Best Buy or Target or Walmart or wherever. They said you just pick one up. I think they said they're going to be about $50, but not too bad for for the Razer. The Riser, that is. I'm sorry, the Razer, the Riser. Both of the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
They raise it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited. Obviously, I'm getting Rampage, and it comes with Gauntlet and all kinds of other stuff. So it's going to be fantastic.
It look really cool. My son is desperately wanting one. So
Christmas is around the corner. So
it is. Well,
just saying.
So you'll just have to let us know once you get it, have it set up and everything, what the feel, how it plays, what it looks like really in person.
There'll probably be a video we'll post online. I'll probably get that on there. So
absolutely.
Yeah. I did finally get my temporary tattoo put on today though. So,
how'd that go?
It hurt like a mother effer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a company out there called Inkbox. If you guys aren't familiar with it, and they're temporary tattoos that last for like 3 weeks. So if you want to get an idea of how a tattoo would actually look, and Will actually thought I had no tattoos because I don't have visible tattoos. Like Will is, if you've seen pictures of Will is covered from head to toe with tattoos. He has quite
one or two. Yeah.
Yeah. per body part, I guess, if you're what you're saying.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So Will has a pretty extensive collection of tattoos. He has a lot of cool tattoos. Yeah. I have a lot of cool tattoos as well, but like mine are like on my upper arm, and then like my back is covered, but like obviously I'm always wearing a t-shirt or work shirt because I'm always, pretty much I work all the time. Right. I don't have any visible tattoos, so I really wanted to see how a visible tattoo would look. So tying it back into gaming, I got the Contra code tattooed now on my arm. So when I look at my arm, it says up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. So now you're the king of Contra. So, there you go.
And that just means you got 30 lives, so you're good.
Pretty much, yeah. Right? Was that all it did?
I
don't even remember. I don't even remember what the code did. Was it just the 30 lives? That was it.
30 lives. Yep.
Well, there you go.
But I mean, you could just if you did a continue, you would get 30 more. So you could do it like multiple times, I believe. If I remember correctly, you could do it several times during a playthrough if you were really that bad.
Right.
But I remember being able to, like back then, I remember being able to beat the game with just that original 30 lives.
Sure.
Granted, if you played with two players, you know, when one person dies too much, you can steal the other person. So,
and I'm going to ask you something. Well, obviously, since we're talking about retro gaming, obviously with the Bowser's Basement coming up thing next Tuesday, is it just me, or is it maybe just because I'm older? But I can remember, I do have a pretty good memory. I remember as a kid, these retro video games were not so goddamn hard.
We were just really good
Seriously.
at the time because I think they always have been as hard as they are.
Sure.
But because that's what there was, you got really, like, your eye-hand coordination was really good.
Yeah.
As far as
is it just because is it because I'm older and my synapses have slowed down, I guess?
No,
I mean,
it's because of the way that games have evolved and changed so drastically.
Sure.
That honestly, even when you're like, oh, well, this jumping on this platformer is pretty intricate. I have to go from here to here to here. It's a 3D environment, and you have better depth perception to do it.
True.
Whereas back then, it was like the way that the jumping and everything, it was so pinpoint precise, and there was so much trial and error that you just started to know exactly how to time it. Like when you were playing Mario, you knew the exact moment to jump and where to land and when to hit things and everything.
Yeah. And
like all the games like that. And when you go back now, you're like, holy crap, how was I so good before?
Right.
Because I remember, like I said, I could go through, even without the code on Contra.
Yeah.
I got really good at it, and I could go really far with just the original. I think you came with 3 lives, I think.
Well, and Contra was the game I was talking about individually, because I've been playing it on the NES Classic, and I was like, I can't even get through the damn first level. I was like, what is going on? I was like, I used to be really good at this game.
Yeah. Loved that game so much. The whole, it was side scrolly, and then it had like the forward, like kind of almost 3D environments that you had to go forward through.
Forward or down. Yeah. I mean, it just...
Yeah, those were definitely... It was such a cool game at the time.
Right.
Loved it. But yeah, now I've been playing, like you, a lot of retro games, whether it be the Sega collection, or the Nintendo ones.
Right.
And they're all the same way. Like, it's just, you get in there and you're like, oh, I love this game. I was so good at it. And then you just keep dying. And you're like, wow.
I'm just waiting for well, obviously Toe Jam and Earl will be this year, and I'm just wondering if I'll be just horrible at that too. So right.
I played like a couple weeks ago at my friend Corey's house. We played Toe Jam and Earl for, I don't know, like an hour.
Nice.
It was hilarious.
I love that game. It's still, I think it's probably one of the only games that probably still holds up to today, just because of the animation style of it.
It was hilarious, but we were like, what the hell's the point of this? We're going from level to level to level, and we're like, I think we're trying to pick up pieces of our ship.
Yeah.
It took us a while to figure that out.
That's exactly what the premise of the game was. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. And then I'm like, what are we doing? What's the point of this?
You basically, you crash land, the ship, basically bust up into pieces, and you go through level to level trying to find the ship. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the whole point. Yeah.
Like some levels, it would tell you there is no piece of the ship on this level.
Right. So you had to go
just found the exit.
Right. Yeah. So you just go to the exit, go to another one. Right. Yeah. Right. So,
but it's really fun. But
how did you mess that up, man? It was pretty straightforward.
I don't know. I didn't remember what the point of it was.
Right. Did you guys just get drunk one night and you're just like, let's try this? All right.
We were doing all the other games, and I just started playing it.
Right.
I wasn't paying attention to the intro thing.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, oh, okay. So I guess we just sort of wander around and collect stuff.
Right.
And that was that. And it was funny, but it just... we did that. We played Golden Axe for like over an hour, and or I think it was like Golden Axe 2 or 3.
That's still a great game. Yeah,
but they're all good. But yeah, they're fun. But yeah, we died an awful lot, so it was good. Good times.
Good times. Wow. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
we've successfully dilly-dallied enough. Let's go. Let's go ahead and talk about the news of the week. There's some interesting stories, some good stories. Heartbreaking story. Oh God, when I read that one, I was like, oh man, dude, sorry.
One more thing to add to our love for Spider-Man.
Just insult to injury. Ouch. But let's talk about, obviously, it was announced this week that Civilization 6, 2K Games, has announced that Civilization 6 is coming to the Nintendo Switch. In just a couple months, it will ship with all the extra bells and whistles seen in the post-game updates, plus 4 slices of the DLC. The extra content comes in the shape of the Vikings pack, Poland pack, Australia pack, and Persia and Macedon? I can't even read today. I'm sorry. Macadamia nuts? I don't know.
Yeah, macadamia nuts.
Macadamia nuts
expansion.
Pack. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very salty. It's very expensive and nutty and salty. Yeah. I don't have an exact date on when they're actually pushing this through. I know they said within a couple of months here. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't know how Civ 6 is going to look on Switch. I don't think the problem of it running on the Switch is going to be a problem. Just
so tiny.
It's just going to be really tiny. Like, I think you'd honestly almost have to play it like on the dock mode. Like, I don't know how you'd play it on the go mode.
And handheld.
I think it'd be cool, but I don't know. Cool, I guess. I mean, I'm still kind of getting over the news. Obviously, Diablo 3 is coming over. Same thing with that one.
Diablo 3, I can see playing well on that.
Yeah, but the map. I mean, it's a super dungeon crawler, though. I mean, everything's kind of compressed and tight-lipped. So I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of it lends itself to like playing it on the go, though. You know?
Well, and I mean, they did
a million clones of it. For your phone
it did fine on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One when it came over. So. Yeah, I'm not gonna hate it. No. But let's talk about the heartbreak story of the week. That's what I'm gonna name the story. So, and add insult to injury. It's still there, so if you can go find it until it gets patched. Okay, so here's the deal. If you guys haven't played Spider-Man as of yet, there is it's a Easter egg right in there, and basically it's a marquee. It's a marriage proposal to a girl. If you haven't seen it. But what makes it really sad is the following story. So a Spider-Man fan who basically asked to have a marriage proposal put into the new Spider-Man game, he actually got his wish. But it didn't quite work out for him. So back in May of 2018, Tyler Schultz sent a tweet to Insomniac Games, obviously the guys who made Spider-Man. I'm going to sing their praises again. He wanted to propose to his girlfriend in the video game. So after a short, back and forth with Insomniac Games, they agreed. To put it in, and they were like, "Who are we to say no to love?" As anybody should say that. So Spider-Man, what a great platform, other than Spider-Man to actually make this kind of thing happen. So the game released, obviously, Friday. And it basically has an Easter egg. It says, "Maddie, will you marry me?" And it's on the marquee if you can find it. It's on the theater marquee. However, the problem is that Schultz, so sorry, claimed that his girlfriend broke up with him a few weeks before the game released.
That's just such a bummer.
Just burn. Yeah. But he said in a video updated on YouTube, he said that Madison, who the proposal was directed to, broke up several weeks ago, to his exact words. She dumped him to go out with his brother. Ouch. Apparently this is a very full of very ups and downs with this story, and I actually have updates, recent updates. So as of 5/12 on actually, I believe it was Saturday, this was per Kotaku. Maddie said that the new relationship with his brother, basically with obviously Schultz's brother, began after the breakup. In a Facebook direct message, Schultz told Kotaku that the idea to ask Insomniac for the in-game message was derived from his idea his now ex-girlfriend had. So actually, she was the one that thought this would be a good idea to do a proposal at a large convention. Well, this is huge. It says per quote, it says, "I sat with it and wanted to one up it. be able to basically have tons of people see it. Then the idea came to me to have it embedded in a video game, one of the biggest video games ever, pretty much. To hear Schultz tell it, the people in Insomniac couldn't be nicer about the whole process. I presented the idea of what I wanted, and we shared quite a few themes from there. It was really cool, and the guys were really nice. The story doesn't stop here, though. Jacinda Chu, whose job title is art director at Insomniac, tweeted an offer to change the design in a patch since things didn't work out in the relationship. Schultz then initially tweeted he didn't want to change the sign, but then followed up that he had an idea of what it could be changed to. So he wants to basically change the wedding proposal to his grandmother, who passed away from cancer, and help basically Schultz his passion for Spider-Man. So his grandma actually got him into Spider-Man, which is really sweet.
That's cool.
So yeah, very cool. Actually, she gave him a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 15. So the very first appearance, actually, I'm sorry, not Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy number 15. So he actually has the very first appearance of Spider-Man. That's amazing. That's the saddest Easter egg I've ever heard of, man. Seriously.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just really brutal. Just being with a woman that you think you love, and I mean, obviously, this sounds like, to me, it just sounds like young love. It really does. Yeah. Especially if she's dating your brother now. Like, how old are you kids? Like, seriously,
that's
what I want to know.
If that's
like, I feel like this is high school. Yeah.
And then she says, "Oh well, I didn't start dating I didn't start my relationship with his brother until after I broke up with him." Okay, well, clearly you liked the other brother.
Something was going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like
you not have hooked up with him until you broke up with this one. But
so it's
you still knew what you were doing.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like just like you were dating him and then just like randomly found his brother. Right? Aren't you the brother? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It means your brother was sneaking behind your back, bro. I'm sorry. It happens. I'm sorry, but I hate to say it, but yeah, something was going on there. But she's so
42.
Yeah.
They're not even kids.
I can only imagine. Like, this is only stuff you hear about in high school. I mean, seriously, it's like, be like, yeah, she left me for my 37-year-old brother that was still living at home as well. So, yeah, there's that. So, I just, like I said, I feel like this is probably just a case of young, dumb kids, unfortunately. So, and not to say that love isn't, love is love, and obviously, if you find it early on, great. But
good for you, yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know so many people who got married young and had kids young, and unfortunately, they're divorced. It just happens.
It does.
It does. I mean, you just, I'll be honest with you. Love is a chemical reaction in your brain. It can change. It can change over time. It happens. I'm sorry. It totally happens. It's happened to the best of us. It doesn't mean you're a horrible person. It just happens. But I mean, like for me, like honestly, when I was younger in my 20s, I just enjoyed being in my 20s. So I wasn't super looking for a relationship early in my 20s. When I got into my later 20s, though, then I started getting really lonely and depressed. And and then I found my wife. So good job, woman, on catch me on the downward spiral. She hates when she hates when I say that. So no, I found her at the right time. I'll say that. I found my wife at the right time, but we both found each other at the right time. Because honestly, like, I think if I would have found my wife...
she didn't find your brother.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Thank God for that. No, I feel like we found each other at the right time because honestly, like, if my wife found me, like, when I was in my early 20s, I was in no rush to get married or to commit to anybody. So it's like I was just out there having fun and meeting new people and just grabbing any girl I could. Yeah. So
you know what? Yeah. Things happen for a reason. Exactly. You know, I mean, I know that's a cliche, but it's true.
You know what? Things go the way they do. I have to stop you because I'm going to slap you in the face.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell me what reason that happened.
I just.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me.
I couldn't.
Tell me the reason you just got slapped in the face. Go ahead.
Because I couldn't say no. I don't know.
That's what you do when people tell you that. If anybody ever tells you things happen for a reason, you slap them. You just go slap them in the face and say, "What now?" You tell me.
You'd be like, "See, that was the reason I got slapped in the face."
You tell me.
Was because I said that.
Yeah.
So there's complete, like, direct cause to effect line.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You know, the other funny thing too, and I have to bring this up, and I know we're turning left here. You know, and I'm not saying this is bad. I think it's funny sometimes when people say words that, you know, make no sense. You know, obviously there's been a lot of horrible things that happen throughout history, obviously, but like this last year in particular, where this whole thoughts and prayers thing, like thoughts and prayers, like I understand, right? I understand the prayers, but what are the thoughts doing? Like, seriously. Like, they're just sitting.
What is any of it doing?
Well,
what is any of it doing?
I understand.
Donate something.
No, I get it. But let me tell my joke, damn it!
I can't.
Just let me tell my joke.
Just so angry.
No, let me tell my joke, okay? So, like, basically, I understand it, but like, you know, like, hey, hey, Bill, what are you doing there? Well, you know, we got Mike's prayers here. You know, they're appreciated. Yep. What else you got? Well, we got his thoughts. It's just really weird. He wants a tuna sandwich. I don't know what do you want me to do with this? Like, what do you what am I supposed to do with your thoughts? Like, seriously. Thank you.
What do I do with the tuna sandwich? Yeah,
exactly. Mike wants a tuna sandwich. I don't know what he's thinking about. This is a weird thought. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my joke. Thank you for ruining it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Right. Also, I'll tell another one. Here, we'll lighten up the mood. You know, when you're in a crowd, it's when somebody asks you a question, like, you know, let's say a comedian's on stage and they're like, "How you doing tonight?" And everybody's like, "Woo!" That's the only time you could ever use that as a reasonable response.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like me and you would be talking and be like, "Hey, Bill, how you doing tonight?" Woo! What's wrong with you? Seriously.
You're at work and they ask you about, right. Hey, right. Did you finish that report that you were working on?
Woo!
Like, yeah. Yeah. And then what is that? Is that the yes? I don't get what you're saying.
Woo.
Woo. Okay. Yeah. The nature boy? What are you doing here? Flare it up?
Woo. You have mental problems, don't you? Woo.
I do. Yep.
All right, moving on. So we have a Geralt. I don't know if you guys heard this week, but voice actor Doug Cockle has publicly backed Henry Cavill, Superman himself. Sorry, not Spider-Man. He wasn't Spider-Man.
Superman does whatever a Superman can.
Does, right. But Netflix actually cast him as Geralt, obviously, in the upcoming Witcher series. The show is obviously not scheduled to come out until 2020, so still a lot of work that they're doing.
Plenty of time. Yep.
I don't even think they've started production as of yet. Maybe.
No,
they're still casting, aren't they?
They just put up a casting for Siri.
Yeah.
And it's it's a controversial casting because they put it out as they're looking for a young, I think it said like 15 to 16-year-old BAM. I think that's how they say it. Like it's what is the black Asian minority or ethnic female
I gotcha.
that they're trying to see if they can find to fill her role.
Sure.
And you know how people are going to flip out because they're going to say, well, Siri's got to be white
I don't think we have to tell the story verbatim though. That's the thing. Like, I think you can have your own artist interpretation. So
you can, they've made Geralt be
right.
Who he is, because I think with him at least he's called the White Wolf, and it's not just because of his hair. I mean, they talked about specifically how the mutations made his skin like bone white. And everything. So although you could have taken someone who is of any ethnicity,
and just tweak the story,
done something to make their skin be very, very pale.
Well, I think we this kind of goes back. Obviously, I don't want to get racial here, but I just feel like this country's so divided by racism. It's like I feel like if somebody makes a character that's white in a video game, anything else than white, and it's like then we get all butthurt about it. It's like, how dare you? You're attacking our race. Like, okay, we're all human. Once again. Pigment doesn't matter. I would hopefully you understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, if the casting is right, which, Netflix shows are hit or miss, and video game movies and TV shows we know have almost never been hit. They almost always miss.
Well, rephrase that. Video game movies. have always been missed.
Yeah,
I've never really they've never really had a video game TV show except for the Super Mario's TV show, and you can shut your goddamn mouth because that was amazing.
That was a huge hit. Absolutely,
you're goddamn right. It was.
But but for something that's probably got a very large budget, because Netflix just has so much money,
it's unreal.
I feel like they could make it be really good.
Right.
Like really good. So I have my faith in them. I'm kind of weirded out by the Henry Cavill or Cavill, however you pronounce it.
I don't know.
Just because, I think someone did a really good, heavily edited mock-up of him as Geralt.
Sure.
And it looked really good. But if he opens his mouth and it's just like a big derpy doodle doo, I don't. He's just not. He doesn't come across as the most intelligent guy.
First of all, if it's derpy doodle doo, the first words out of his mouth would be like, "Who is writing the show? Seriously, what is going on here?"
Yeah, and
derpy doodle doo. I am here for you.
That's how they talk.
I am Geralt
in the Witcher's area.
I'm sure because those were I remember that part of the game where he's like, "Derpy Dirtle Doo, I'm going to slay you."
That's just how he works.
Yeah, Derpy Dirtle Doo, I'm going to slay you now.
I mean, the good thing is actually he is very, very into The Witcher. He plays the game. He knows all of the lore. He's read the books.
Yeah.
So he's really into it. So I think it'll probably work out cool.
I think it's going to be fine, especially for somebody that's researched it. If you take the time to actually research it, not, Ben Affleck it. Even though look, I love Ben Affleck in some of his roles, but he's not the best.
Reindeer games this,
Exactly. He's just gonna. It's like, all right, I need an English accent. Hello, my lord. Yeah, nailed it. All right, let's shoot this thing. All right, let's go.
Let's go do it.
Yeah. It's just He's
like, I'm Geralt from Boston.
Yeah. How you doing? All right. How's your mother? All right. Let's do this. All right. Now we're gonna sword fight. All right. Sorry. I have to laugh because actually Mark Wahlberg is coming to our town this week because he's opening up his Wahlburgers. Wahlburgers, we're actually getting one. We're the second one in the Midwest, and it's opening up here. So he's actually coming, and I can just imagine. How's your mother? All right, yeah, you like my burger? All right. So that's my Mark Wahlberg. I don't know.
Yeah, nice.
I'm done. All right. Moving on. So obviously another game is ready to go to the mobile market. H1Z1 obviously has been out for a while. PC came over to PS4 on the Battle Royale side. It's going mobile. So it's going to be called Z1 is what the rumor is. Z1 Battle Royale. Here's the thing. Fun game. Not going to hate it. Fun game on PS4. Okay game on PC because they haven't really updated it to the mechanics that they had on PS4. Made it really super quick on the PS4. Still buggy as hell. Buggy. I would say fix your games before you put new platforms out. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to each his own. You do what you got to do. But the last part of the show I want to talk about, I want to talk about amiibos, and then I want to talk about video games coming out.
Yeah.
Because if you guys aren't saving your money, you should be.
You should be.
Yeah. So here's the deal. The reason I want to bring up amiibos is because I did not know if you knew this, but there are just a god-awful amount of amiibos coming out between now and probably the beginning of next year. So the first one I want to talk about is obviously the demo I told you about at the beginning of the show. There's going to be a new Mega Man amiibo. It's going to be released alongside Mega Man 11 on October 2nd. It's going to be a part of this. Apparently, it's supposed to be a part of the actual, I think, bundled part. I don't know. They've done that before. Like when they did the gold Mega Man, it was actually a part of the 3DS game. $60 for the Mega Man 11 edition. The first ever Dark Souls amiibo, still coming out October 19th.
Praise the sun.
Yep, praise the sun. The 19th of October. There's going to be a new amiibo for Octoling Girl, Octoling Boy, and Octopus. New set, $35 set. That'll be out December 7th. There's going to be another Splatoon-inspired amiibo from Smash Brothers, December 7th. Samus Aran, obviously you love her. We're hoping for news very soon. But Ridley, arch nemesis, he's coming out December 7th. along with Wolf. He'll be out December 7th to release alongside, obviously, Super Smash Brothers. There's going to be next year Shovel Knight bosses, the 3 Shovel Knight bosses, coming out April 9th, 2019. Super Smash Brothers will also see additional, probably around December, amiibos that haven't been even announced as of yet. Pichu Ice Climbers. I'm guessing there's just so many that are coming out. Also, there's also rumor that King K. Rool, Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, Crom, Dark Samus will also be out December or coming out, in phases after, like they did with the last Smash Brothers with Wii U.
Right.
That's ridiculous. So
it is ridiculous.
It's just. I already have over 100. I already have over 100 amiibos. I'm in trouble.
You have all of them.
I have all. Pretty well. I don't have.
You own them all.
I own probably a good 90% because I never got into the Animal Crossing and I never got into the Yoshi ones. But everything else, I have.
You know what would have? I actually thought you were gonna say, and then I actually heard you say what you said, and then it made more sense.
Gotcha.
I thought you were saying that they were making Octopath Traveler ones.
No, I wish that'd be amazing.
That would have been really cool if they came up with 8 of them for all of the Octopath Travelers.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like obviously they'd have to be like retro 8-bit or 16-bit style.
That would still be cool as hell, though.
That would be really, really cool for each one. Right. Absolutely. I would definitely have bought all of those and just put them together. But what would you have them for? Because obviously they're not going to be, in Smash Brothers.
In Smash Brothers. It's just, it's really cool to see. Obviously, the Amiibo still hold a purpose within video games because they unlock stuff. Like the Zelda ones were amazing. The Kirby ones were amazing. All the like Robin and all those guys, obviously from Fire Emblem, that was amazing. The Super Smash Brothers ones were amazing. The Mario ones were amazing. Even the Splatoon ones are super cool because they unlock certain things. So it's just very cool to have. Even when you're playing what was it, Super Mario Odyssey? I mean, just having those amiibos would unlock different costumes sometimes. So it's just it's obviously, I know it's a cash grab. I know I'm addicted to it.
It is,
but it's still cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like Nintendo's version of downloadable content. Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
It really is. So. But the other reason I want to talk about saving your money, too, is because if you thought that this year was over for video games, oh, dear God, no, it's not.
No.
Because obviously Friday, Shadow of the Tomb Raider on the 14th, Valkyria Chronicles 4 on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on the 25th. Life is Strange on Life is Strange 2, actually, on September 27th. Forza Horizon 4, October 2nd. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, October 5th. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, October 12th. Soul Calibur 6, October 19th. These are back to back to back. This is unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And then back again, Red Dead Redemption 2, still slated for October 26th. Obviously, Battlefield 5 got delayed till November. There's no official release date on that one as of yet. Or is there? I'm not sure. Did they say the 19th maybe? I don't know. I missed it. But Hitman 2, Pokemon Let's Go, Fallout 76, November 17th, Darksiders 3, still scheduled for November 27th, Just Cause 4, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. I mean, the games are not slowing down. So that's why when we say at the beginning of the show, like, hey, just wait till, next week, we literally mean it. We're not just lying. There's other games that,
that are also in there that are coming that a lot of people, may not know too, like just random things like Overkill's The Walking Dead, like the one that looks like it might actually be a good game.
A really good game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's coming out, I believe, at the beginning of October or somewhere around there.
Right.
There's the Call of Cthulhu game, comes out October 30th.
Oh,
Again,
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
That game's been on my radar for a couple of years now.
Well, you like Lovecraft though. Well, I like Lovecraft too.
Right. I'm obsessed with like Lovecraft lore and all that kind of stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, there's just so many games that are going to not just end our year, but push us well into March. It's just
I'm already and the thing that just kills me though is because like all these games are pushing till you're correct. They'll push us until December. Come December, Steam sale.
Yeah.
I'm screwed.
Forget it. Yeah, it's all over.
It's done for me. But that's all the time we had. We hope you had fun today. Obviously we did. We love talking about this stuff. We hope you do as well. Yep. If you like talking about it, go to our website, noobsandpros.com, click on the podcast. There's now a comment section. So let us know what you think. Leave us your thoughts.
Whatever you want.
Tell us that you hate us. Tell us you love us. Tell us whatever you want. Honestly, we'd love to hear from you.
Tell us a good recipe for something.
Exactly.
I would like to cook.
Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? We'll start a cooking show. The Dad's the Cook.
Sure.
It's great.
Yeah.
But we got to get out of here. We do love you. Please tune in next week. Tune into our show Thursday nights if you missed, obviously, your download. Why am I telling you that? That's stupid. Hey, just in case you missed the show, download it Thursday. How would you get to this point of the show if you missed the show? Makes no sense whatsoever.
Right.
We love you. We'll see you next week. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to the Dads That Game radio podcast. Email us your questions and hate mail to dadsthatgamepodcast@gmail.com.